All right. Well, it looks like, I got blessed with the information here that a fan submitted my way. Keep in mind, this is coming from IMDb, so it is not 100%, confirmed if this information is accurate, but I feel like we might as well go through this information while it is available to us. And it's the info on season 11 of House of Payne. And it's supposed to be 22 episodes in this season, just like it was for season 10. I don't have a set return date. It just says airs in 2022. And it has the episode titles, 1 through 22. Some of the episodes have synopsis and some of them do not. Others have repeated synopsis. So, I guess you could say if the synopsis for episode 2 is the same as episode 7, we'll just say that the synopsis for episode 2 is the real one and 7 is just a, repeat for no reason. So this might be a bit of a lengthy video here, since unfortunately they don't have the synopsis right under the episode title. They're on separate web pages. Yay. But if you don't want, look, it's House of Payne, so I really don't know if anybody cares about spoilers. But, like I said, I don't even know if all these are, accurate. But regardless, we're going to get through this in this video. Maybe we'll have some information on new characters, maybe crossovers, maybe old characters who will be coming back. I'm not going to lie. I literally just opened this page and we're going to be doing this together. So let's jump in. Season 11, episode 1. What's in a Payne name? Malik and Lisa stress over naming their newborn baby and tensions rise in the Payne family. Curtis, CJ, and Calvin are trying to get more information on the whereabouts of Janine's plane. Now, Malik and Lisa stressing over the name, probably them in the hospital, because I don't see them, the water breaking and whatnot, and then the cop comes over, and then they're immediately back at the house. Could this mean we possibly get a new set piece, which shouldn't be too hard, because Tyler Perry has a freaking hospital, set for like all these various shows, even though they're probably the same hospital. So basically, I hope there's Malik and Lisa are in the hospital doing their thing while everybody else is trying to get information on the plane. So this does not confirm if Janine is alive. But like I said, this is my first time actually opening the link to look at these episode synopsis. So who knows, by the time we get to episode 7, Janine might be mentioned. I don't know. But I wonder what they will name the baby. Episode 2, Major Payne. Lisa struggles to decide what classes to take in community college and is worried she may make the wrong choices with her life. She fantasizes about different professions. This sounds like a pretty good episode, because I think regardless of, your gender or age, this is actually a pretty real thing, because think about it this way. A lot of older people are going back to school to get, an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, because of the fact that the job they've been stuck in for, maybe a decade or more is a dead-end job, or things shifted so drastically and they randomly lost their job, so they have to go back to school. And, in those situations, most of them wished, man, if I could only go back and do things differently. Lisa, being young and a new mother, is in a situation where, yeah, it makes sense that she will be worried that taking the wrong classes would put her in a position where she won't be successful in life later on. So I think this is a pretty good episode that might have a great message behind it. And it's funny because the title is Major Payne, and then there was that one episode in season 10 where CJ dressed up like a drill sergeant, aka Major Payne, in order to help Floyd get back into shape. Episode 3, Bagmen. It has the same synopsis as episode 2. Moving on. Episode 4, H.O. Hate. Oh, okay, I see what it means. Curtis is planning a block party to launch his food truck, Sauce Bosses, when the new HOA president shows up and puts a glitch in his plans. This might be a great nod to continuity, because if I remember correctly, weren't CJ and Curtis trying to go against each other in one particular episode of season 10 to be the new HOA president, but they kept going back and forth about when is the proper time to cut the grass? Is it once every week or once every 2 weeks? So yeah, it's good to see Sauce Bosses, getting their act together. I think Floyd might be in this episode too, since him and Curtis are, partners in their company. So yeah, hopefully things go well here. I think maybe the HOA president's a hater, feels like the Sauce Boss's truck is, ratchet or whatever, might bring down the neighborhood. But something tells me that this person is kind of like Squidward. They haven't tried Krabby Patty. So perhaps if he tries some of the, barbecue, he might change his mind, but we shall see. Plus, it's HOA president, so my bad. It could be a male or female. But I do believe continuity-wise, it was a male that won in that episode. Episode 5. Oh, okay, this looks good. Meme, Myself, and I. And as a person who loves me some memes, this looks good. Calvin secretly records Curtis having comedic outbursts and uses the footage for a new ad campaign. Remember, he works from home and he works for like a social media app company, so this looks like it could be something pretty good. I could see it being a situation where Calvin records his dad having these outbursts and he gives it over to his company and things just go well and the app or the meme is a hit. It goes viral and then Curtis is pissed off because where's my cut? Where's my pay, son? I could see it going that way. Not to mention, I can see like Lisa, Malik, just the quote unquote youngins just losing their mind because it's so funny watching Uncle Curtis blow up like that. Episode 6, Goodwill Nothing. Everyone starts sucking up to Curtis when they discovers he's updating his will. That's interesting, especially with how cheap he is, but we'll just have to wait and see. I feel like, Curtis, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go because of the fact that we know how stingy he is and whatnot. And of course, he knows he can't take it with him. But some episodes of House of Payne makes you think Curtis would happily be buried in his house. Like not underground or anything, but I don't know. Maybe he would like bury a freaking tomb with all the house underground. That way no one else can live up in his stuff. But I don't know. It's just one of those situations where, CJ and Janine, assuming she's alive, are doing well for themselves. Not to mention, when you think about it, it's almost as if they've already had their part of the will when Ella and to an extent Curtis allowed them to stay at their house for, all those years while they got themselves together. Calvin, I don't know. He's their son, so I feel like he takes priority. But then again, I don't know. Floyd, I can see him trying to do something. Not to say he's that far off from death compared to Curtis, but yeah, that'll be pretty interesting to see everybody trying to get a piece of the pie. Miranda, I hope is not in this episode because why the heck would she be over there trying to get something? But yeah, I could see Curtis, just enjoying the attention, living it up, and then the will is revealed and it turns out like nobody gets anything. I could see him doing something like that. All right, episode 7, Painting. Okay, painting, I don't know. Calvin, CJ, and Malik think Ella is cheating on Curtis when they stumble upon her secret love diary. Going to be honest here, I think this is Ella probably utilizing the diary in order to write down everything that's in her heart and mind, the things that she wished Curtis would say to her, the things that she wishes, would be reciprocated, just because, there have been plenty of episodes throughout the entire series where it talks about how Ella wishes he was a bit more romantic. And I've seen this gag in a few other sitcoms and whatnot where, one family member or friend will see a diary or journal entry or just a letter. Basically, they're poking their nose into something they have no business and they get the wrong idea. And then I've seen it a couple times where it's like, oh yeah, well, me and my partner, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, we write letters under pseudonyms just to spice up the romance. Like, oh, it's kind of like If Loving You Is Wrong, Peppa, that kind of thing. But hey, so that'll be pretty interesting in itself because I find it, funny that Curtis isn't mentioned as one of the people suspecting Ella is cheating. I know it would be pretty funny because imagine if Ella is quote unquote cheating with Floyd, because it's a running gag how everybody was talking about how, wow, with Curtis gone so much and Floyd just hanging around, I'm surprised Ella and him ain't got married at this point. Episode 8, a painful interview. When Curtis freezes up during an interview for a popular online show, Ella comes to the rescue, causing the show to become more interested in her. Again, I've seen this plenty of times where, let's say, a character who is egotistical, eager to be famous, rich, or whatever, has their chance in the spotlight and they fail for one reason or another. And then the person who comes to the rescue, usually the meek and humble one, is the one that becomes the new subject of interest. And I could see, let's say, Curtis having some sort of resentment to Ella as a result. I mean, this happened on Big City Greens one time. My nephew put me onto that. Craig of the Creek. Those are some good ass shows. I'll tell you that right now. Because it's a popular online show. Who knows? Maybe it's because, I think it'll be funny continuity wise if the reason that Curtis gets this interview for the popular online show is because of the episode Me, Myself, and I, because he went viral. I think that would be pretty funny if that was the case. Episode 9, Woman to Woman. Miranda and Laura have a heart-to-heart talk about co-parenting Christian. So long as Miranda is not an ass, I think this could be a very good episode, because I'm sick of Miranda always starting some crap. But if the synopsis is real, saying it's a heart-to-heart, there ain't no Miranda lashing out, doing that thing where she'll speak her mind, and then the other person will respectfully respond. She'll just, and then walk out the door. Hopefully it's no kind of beef, but I just hope that, they have a good episode where they just have a conversation. Episode 10, It Was All a Dream. After a much needed night on the town with the boys and 10 too many drinks, Calvin finds himself in a bit of a sticky situation. This could be the episode where Peanut comes back. I'm just going to guess right now. And sticky situation. What about him and the realtor? Was it Victoria or Veronica? Nobody's going to talk about that. It would be funny if that's her that he's in a sticky situation with. Episode 11, Painful Plan. In hopes to re-propose to Ella, Curtis recruits CJ and Calvin to execute his flawless plan and win Ella's heart back. All the while, Laura has grown sick of Calvin's constant jokes. Why? Define constant jokes. Like, is he just cracking jokes on her all the time? Is he telling dad jokes? I don't know. Let's see here. I guess maybe the love journal episode could be revealed and Curtis is like, oh wow, Ella, I didn't know you had this diary about all these things you wish I would do for you romantically. And then of course, maybe a few episodes later, you know what? I feel like I'm giving the show too much credit, because I do hope continuity sticks this season, that the shows are aired in order, because a lot of these synopses feel like they would work if they're aired in order. Like, oh, this synopsis from episode 8 seems like a good setup for like episode 11. So perhaps, after the whole love diary thing and Curtis like, wait, y'all thought Ella was cheating on me? And then it's revealed, oh no, baby, that's a journal. I write down all the things I wish romantically you would do. And then in order to recapture that flame, Curtis is like, you know what? I want to repropose. So I think that would be pretty cool if that's the thing they do for episode 11. But then we go to episode 12, going to the chapel and not getting married. At first glance, I thought the title was like, Lord, is this going to be Laura and Calvin related? Ella is on the fence about whether to marry Curtis a second time. Whoa! Uh-oh! Episode 13, Unwelcome Neighbors. It looks like someone is occupying the old Caskey house. I don't know who that is. Curtis enlists CJ to help investigate it. So, the last time I remember any neighbors were their Hernandezes, but that was like, early House of Payne, so I don't know who the heck the Caskey family is. Episode 14, Cracked Nest Egg. Hidden feelings are exposed between Curtis and Ella after they team up to help save the help center. So this could be one of those things where I feel like season 11 could definitely explore the marriage between Ella and Curtis a bit more. It isn't just the fact that Ella wishes this of Curtis and that of Curtis, but it's just the fact that we're probably going to unearth some resentment, some, depression, but also at the same time, like the title says, cracked nest egg. And I just think that maybe the proposal / remarriage didn't go through. And then it takes something like them teaming up to save the help center because Curtis knows how much that means to Ella. That could definitely, I guess you could say, maybe rekindle that thing between them. Maybe this will show Ella the soft side of Curtis that she knew was there all along. Episode 15, The Paranoid and the Private. Curtis's food truck is broken into and a much loved family heirloom is stolen. Okay, that seems pretty interesting. Episode 16 of Mice and Men. I love that book. Everyone is excited for Malik when he finally gets a good paying job, but that enthusiasm turns to disappointment when they find out that it's for a weed dispensary. So does the job that he interviewed and got at the end, well, towards the end of season 10, that job not go very well? But to be honest, with, weed becoming legal in so many states and whatnot, I mean, he ain't doing nothing illegal. But then again, with his mother being a former addict and everything, we don't know if she's alive. I mean, look, this is what, episode 16. There's only like a handful of episodes left, and Janine has not been mentioned outside of the first episode. So I don't know. Shoot. I can see Florida, somebody like, yo, can you give me a hookup? So this could be one of those things where it's like principles versus, getting a good check. Because I got a question. When it came to Malik applying for that one company, like I said, this was one of the later episodes of season 10. And he was like, well, yeah, the guy in charge that was doing the interview that said he might be my boss if I get hired. I saw photos and everything in his office, basically showing that he doesn't support Black Lives Matter. He's in photos with known racists and whatnot and bigots. So I don't know if I feel comfortable working there. And then Floyd, it was like, well, hey, you know what, man? Sometimes you got to get that paper because you need to be the change you want to see in these places. Not everywhere you go is, it's very, well, let's be honest. It's not unlikely that you won't be working around these kind of people in any company you go to. So you might as well go there, basically prove their stereotypical narrative of our people wrong and keep it moving, make that money. But what about when a person or a black person gets a good job, but it's at a place like, oh, they work at a brewery or they work at a company that dispenses, marijuana, that kind of stuff, but it's legal. What happened to that whole, being above that? Just because a person works at a company like that, does that automatically mean they use the drugs, that they are, addicts? Or it's kind of like, somebody that works at a tobacco company, somebody that, works at a cigarette plant. You're responsible for killing thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people with your secondhand smoke and all. But it's like, look, I need this job to make money. Like, I don't really. So I feel like this could be a pretty good episode of discussion on like if the Payne family will keep that same energy they had when Malik was like, I don't know if I feel comfortable working at this company when this guy is clearly not BLM. So who knows? All right, episode 17, Insecurity System. After the house gets burglarized, CJ installs a fancy home security system. I feel like this is one of those episodes where they get, robbed, and then the security system is way too advanced. So it turns against the family and all. It's like they feel like they're in a prison, like they're on lockdown. So, it's been a trope in a lot of shows. I think Living Single is the first one that comes to mind, where, that alarm system. And then I think, who was it? Was it Regine that had the Doberman in a can? So that was, classic. Episode 18, hashtag help. Curtis wants to build his Sauce Boss brand, and Ella needs to get women to register for the church's help center. So going back a few episodes, it looks like Curtis and Ella do manage to save the help center. Ella enlists Lisa and Curtis and Calvin. Hashtag help. Honestly, I thought, maybe hashtag help had to do with maybe Curtis getting the help of, let's say, Lisa or even his son who works in social media to build up his Sauce Boss brand online. And Ella needs the women to get women to register for the church help center. Ella enlists Lisa and Curtis and Calvin. I mean, again, online campaigns. I'm not saying, door to door, that kind of thing isn't a assist in getting numbers, but I feel like, hashtag help definitely utilize it. Look on assisted living when Brown did that one little video that went viral, even though that made 0 cents to get the assisted living facility on the map. So who knows? Episode 19, Mr. Bills. Things get out of hand when Curtis demands he and Ella cut back on their expenses. So I'm guessing the Sauce Boss truck isn't going well, or maybe they put too much money in the help center. I don't know. Coco parenting. Episode 20. Calvin and Miranda enter the world of hysterical parenting when Christian is having problems at school. This seems comedic, I guess. Hysterical parenting. So we don't know what kind of problems we're talking, or is it his behavior? Is it him not, doing well in school? So I feel like it's one of those situations where they'll go a bit over the top because that's kind of what they do. I don't know. So that's really all I got to say about this one. All right, we're almost done. The penultimate episode, episode 21. So nice to meet you. And there is no synopsis. Episode 22, the finale. Painful patriarch. Malik steps into his destiny when he gets the opportunity to campaign across Georgia for issues in the state. So we might see Malik take a bit of a, political stance here, going across the country to promote issues on the state. Now, I don't know if this is exactly like, Malik isn't going to be in season 12 or something because he's going to go on the road, because typically, there's kind of like sometimes time jumps between the ending of one season and the beginning of the other. But yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Malik doing his thing. I think this is interesting, where I guess he didn't take that company job at the weed plant, but he's doing something else. So I do feel like in season 10, he did mature a bit, and we saw him, tackle things like voting and police brutality and whatnot. So to actually see him step up and campaign across the state, I feel is pretty cool. So yeah, but interestingly enough, there was no mention of Jasmine in this season. What about the video I did recently about Lisa's parents? Lisa's mother, Laura's parents, Jasmine's professor, that episode. I think all those synopsis or breakdowns of the new characters won't be until season 12. So season 11, I'm pretty sure season 11 has already been filmed. All the different character listings and whatnot are for things in season 12. So I guess we won't even see Laura and Calvin get married this season. That's probably going to be season 12 if they get married. It seems like the only marriage going on here, or remarriage that is of Ella and Curtis, and I'm not even sure if they're going to do it. But that's all I have to say for this particular season. It seems interesting in some aspects. No word on Janine though. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to look through all these episodes and synopsis yourself, I will leave a link to the IMDb listing in the comment section. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and select all. That way you are notified whenever I post content on the channel. If you've been subscribed for a while but you're not getting notified for some reason, you may need to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. That way the notifications kick in. I think that's the way YouTube is saying it's working now. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.